Hey, it's Steve with RV to Cycle. It's time for another episode of Travato Tips. If you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you know that I had an issue with my bed in our Travato, and the issue was that it had developed a dip, a depression, an indentation up on the front end, up where my shoulders, my torso are spending all their time when I'm in bed. Ordered a new mattress. The first one we got didn't work out quite right. The second one works fine. However, on this last trip, I noticed that it felt like it was developing a dip as well. And so I started looking around thinking, what can I do that's different? Well, I figured it out, and here's a tip I want to share with you. Foam rubber. Not the mattress, but some underneath it, especially if you have Froli springs and a hinge like we do. It's in the middle of your bed. Because of the hinge, there's a gap that's just almost wide enough to have another row of the Froli springs right there in the middle. And what you're looking at now is foam rubber. I had some leftover foam rubber from another project, and I cut two pieces that just slip underneath the Froli springs we've got, laid them in there. I got rid of the dip that's in the mattress. Here's another tip for you. If you got Froli springs, you can get a fitted sheet just like this one. This is Kelly's idea, and you just put it over the Froli springs, and it will keep your quilt and sheets from getting stuck in there like this. Now this is the way she wants it. She wants it stuck in there to avoid having these other things stick. If you've had a flat fixed, or maybe just new tires put on your van, or anything else that would cause someone to have to remove the wheel cap. What's a wheel cap? Well, this is what's known as a wheel cap. It goes right over the hub, and when they repair your tire or replace it, they do a balance. And when they do a balance, that wheel cap is in the way because they got to stick a shaft through there, kind of like this. And when they take the wheel cap out, if they don't do it properly, or I shouldn't say that, if they don't do it with care, at least on the Ram vans, they can cause damage to the Ram logo that's on that wheel cap, and it will come off just like this one. Well, you can spend $27 and buy a replacement cap that's got the logo on it, or if you still have the logo, or if you notice that it's loose, take that sucker off. How do you take it off? Well, here's how you take it off. If you're like me, you've always got your trusty Swiss Army knife, and you can pop this guy out. You can see how easily that's coming out. Now the downside here, once I get this out, I need to glue it back in. You can see it doesn't have much that holds it. Once it's off, you can then glue it. Now, how are you going to glue it? Well, what I did is I went and bought some Weld epoxy glue. Now, Weld makes a number of different types of glue, and this is the one I purchased. And I purchased this particular one because it does bond most plastics, and it sets in 5 minutes. First, we're going to clean two surfaces that are going to be glued together using just some alcohol on a little piece of cloth. I'm not going to put glue everywhere. And then we're going to clean off the emblem. And I might
just might put a little bit on these prongs. And then while these two things dry, I'm going to get the JB weld, which sets in 5 minutes. And I got clear because I didn't want anything to show. And what we have to do first is we got to snap this little piece here off. So I just snap that off like that, put it to the side, and then we're going to take this, push it down, and turn it clockwise to lock it in place. You got to push it pretty hard and then turn it clockwise to lock it in place. And what that does, that mixes it, so you get a good mix of both parts A and B. And then I'm going to begin the squeeze. Whoa, I don't know if you heard that, but you can see it coming through here. And I'm going to put a little bit right here to be disposed of, just to make sure I've got it mixed well. And you can see it's pretty runny. So I'm happy with the fact that it's mixing. I'm going to put some now on this cat, the emblem. And I want to make sure that I don't get it too close to the edge because I don't want it sticking to the wheel. But I also want it to be on the flat part of the emblem to make sure that we got a good adhesion to the piece that's still in there. And then I'm going to put a little bit in each of these guys here, each one of these holes. Doesn't take a lot. I paid less than $6 for this JB weld, and I have used, I'm going to have so much left over I'm not going to know what to do with it. Now when we get ready to put this in, you can see there's two of the prongs that are close together, and that's where they're going to match up right there. So we carefully turn that, and I've already got some on the outside edge there. I don't want that. And I get these, sorry about that, get them aligned. Get them aligned like so. And then apply some light pressure, and I'm just going to hold it there for about 5 minutes. We'll come back. And there it is. It's done. I forget what the total cure time is, and it doesn't tell me on the little container here. It's on the instructions. Well, that's it. One of the modifications we're going to make is we're going to replace the original Winnebago shower curtain with one that matches the shower curtain we use on the door side of the shower bath. And to do that, I'm going to have to put in a couple more snaps. Actually, this shower curtain has no snaps, but what it does have, it's not offered by the original shower curtain, is it has a waterproof impregnation. So it is cloth, but it's been impregnated with a water repellent, and that'll shorten the time between wash cycles. So I've already measured outside, and the distance between the two snaps which we use, and there's, just to be clear now, those two snaps are the ones that are on the ceiling by the medicine chest. Here are the two snaps that I was referencing. First hole is going to be right there where that red mark is. Don't know how successful I'm going to be in showing you the how-to. When I used this tool previously, it was my son Al who was doing all the work, and he did a great job. And because he was doing the hole punching and snap installing, it let me operate the camera in such a way that his actions were visible. So here we go. I have no idea if that even went through. So I'm going to adjust these pliers a little bit and punch it through again. And if that didn't go through, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh, it did. Now I need one more, which needs to be, I measured it, it's about 10.5 inches. Now I've got the first of the snaps assembled. So essentially what we do is we take the back side of the snap, push it through the hole, then we take this little cap and insert it over the protrusion from the cap. Once that's done, I've already switched the tool here. I have the concave portion of the pliers inserted. The part that punched the hole now is going to go into the little protrusion, and I'm going to squeeze, and we hope that it all works, because if it doesn't, I don't know how I'm going to take it apart and fix it. Alright, let's see what we got. Looks pretty good to me. And now I'm going to do this last one. Alright, so now I've got them both installed in the curtain, and we're going to take the curtain out and hook it up, and we'll see how it looks. Here are the two snaps that I was referencing. They're about 10.5 inches apart. Now we're going to see if the curtain works, and it's a two-handed job, so I got to put the camera down for a minute. And it worked. So there's snap one and there's snap two, and I did leave some extra space between them just to facilitate the removal. I want to be able to do it without pulling the ceiling down, without ripping the shower curtain. What I did mess up, and if you have a real keen eye, you'll realize what I'm about to tell you, and that is I should have put the snaps in the other direction so I could go like this. But this will still work. You know, 6 to 1/2 dozen the other, I guess, as my pappy used to say. And for those who used to watch the TV show Maverick, you'll recognize that phrase, as my pappy used to always say.
As my pappy used to say.
Mine actually did say that, 6 to 1/2 dozen the other. Now, go about stringing up the rest of this, clipping it on. So I'm happy. I just hope that she is. Last tip: when you're hiring help to do detail, hire the best. Or at least. Well, that's it for today. Hope you got something out of this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, hey, if you just subscribe and then you click that little notification bell, you'll be notified every time we post a new video. And it's obvious these past few weeks I've not been very regular in getting things posted. We've been on the road. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye-bye.